In 2017, 5 years ago, my friend Dave and I are in Spain going on a hike to hike a 150-mile segment of a trail called the Camino de Santiago. And we find out when we get to Spain, there's a special bonus. When we hike through the city of Pamplona, they're going to have this annual festival they have, which includes the world-famous Running of the Bulls. Well, we're stoked, and my friend Dave is really excited about this. He's thrilled because he actually wants to run with these bulls. I warn him. I say, I've seen this on YouTube. These bulls are not nice. They go charging down this narrow streets and like a herd stampeding, and there's hundreds and hundreds of people in them, and they in front of them, and they don't fit. And these bulls go past every single person, and they don't say excuse me. They trample people, and they butt them out of the way with their horns, and worse. Well, Dave's having none of this scare talk. He says, this is a bucket item list for me, and I've always wanted to do it. And I never thought I'd have the chance. And he not only wants to do this, he wants both of us to do it together. And I'm like, I don't know, Dave. We're 60 years old. Well, Dave is persistent and persuasive. Dave is formerly a trial attorney, so he's a master at the art of persuasion. And he makes this case that the spice of life is doing things that are bold and unpredictable and daring. Well, Dave is a buddy, and this is his bucket list, and ultimately, I agree to run with him. But I'm not feeling very bullish on this idea. More like I've been bulldozed. Well, we make it through our hike up to the city of Pamplona, and it's incredible. It's a wonderful experience. We get there, and there's music and dancing, and there's marching bands and pageantry everywhere. And then we get a chance to actually walk down the road, the route that the bulls and the runners will take from the corrals where the bulls are kept up to the stadium with the bull ring, the Plaza del Toros. And as we're exploring this route, I am looking for every single escape portal or hiding place along the way, because I feel like for me, this is not going to be so much running with the bulls as running away from the bulls. But we get in there, and I think, well, I'm not as speedy as I used to be, but if an angry bull is chasing me, I'll probably run faster than I ever thought I could. So every afternoon while we're on this trip, I call back to my office, and on this particular afternoon, I call back and I speak to one of the partners who's usually very encouraging. So I tell her about this plan to run with the bulls, and she doesn't seem to know how to respond to me. But she does say that she's pretty sure that being shish kebabbed by a bull is not covered by our company health care plan. She asked me to be safe and to call back the next day so that she'll know that she doesn't have to start a search for my replacement. This is not the encouragement I was looking for. Well, Dave and I continue visiting the city, and then when we get done, we walk back to our hotel while we discuss details about the next day. Dave is still excited about this, and reluctantly, I'm feeling obligated to this crazy idea. When we get to the hotel, we walk into the lobby, and the hotel manager is there. And we walk up to the manager, and Dave asks him, what time should we leave in the morning to gather with those who will run with the bulls? Well, the hotel manager looks us up and down, and then he responds with a single word, no. He says, you'll be the oldest ones out there. You could possibly be the slowest ones in the street. If you are, you'll be cushioning under the bull's hooves. He says that this activity is for 20-year-olds who are at their physical prime and who recover quickly from injury and who have brains the size of an olive pit. He says, men of your maturity should watch this and then discuss what the young people should have done better over wine and cigars. Well, this hotel manager makes a wonderfully convincing case. And my buddy Dave is sitting there pondering this, and then he looks thoughtfully over at me and says, well, I'm not going to argue with the voice of experience. I guess I'll just change my bucket list item to watching the bulls run. But then he adds for my benefit, but you can still run with them if you want to. Well, inside, I'm celebrating Dave's change of heart, like, yes. But outwardly, I try to act disappointed, and I say, well, no, if we're not going to run with the bulls together, then we'll just enjoy watching them run together. And that's exactly what we do. And have a great time watching these young men run for their lives while we sit on the side smoking cigars and sipping Spanish sangria. And afterwards, I'm able to call back to my company and tell them that they don't have to start a search for my replacement. And happily, Dave and I, being of mainly sound mind and body, are still around to share this almost bold and daring adventure.